Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Anthony.
I'm Wally.
And again, we're slacking a little bit on podcasts. We've been very, very busy.
Well, you know what?
We're happy to be back when we can be. Anytime we can check in.
I wanted to address it up front. I apologize. I apologize to you and to you.
All good.
I've been a little busy, and it's been my fault we haven't been consistent. I will try to do better.
That's accountability. That's what you want from a realtor. I love that. All right. Well, Wally, if you want to kick us off today, what do you kind of want to start us off with today?
Well, you know what? I have several different things that maybe we could talk about. They're all different from each other. Mm-hmm. But I was out in pahrump yesterday. Imagine that.
There we go, Mr. Pahrump. Anything new? Anything going on?
Well, yes. That is exactly why I was out there. Richmond American is building homes out there. And actually today they're having a grand opening for their new neighborhood.
Really?
And I was out there yesterday, and they took me around and showed me some specific homes. I have two different buyers that are kind of interested out there. Mm-hmm. One of them is looking for a home where they can do a next gen.
Right.
And the other was just looking for a home. She's retiring. Well, so is the other. They're both, one lives in California, one lives in Seattle. They're both selling, and they want to retire in pahrump. Mm-hmm. But they both have different needs. Mm-hmm. And it seems like Richmond could possibly address both of their needs, which was cool.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Richmond out there is they've bought rates down. So right now the interest rates, we were just talking about this before we turned the camera on. Mm-hmm. So the interest rates right now, today, 6.97 for 30-year conventional.
And that's national average?
That's going to be right here in Las Vegas. If you go get a loan right now, it'll be 6.97 for 30-year conventional. Mm-hmm. FHA 6.47 for 30-year, and VA 6.48. Out at Richmond American in pahrump, they bought rates down to between 4.99 to 5.99.
Okay, 4.99. That's nice. We haven't seen fours in
a long
time.
So they have that, which is pretty cool. They have some really nice homes out there. One of the models has that big garage for RV parking, mm-hmm. which is kind of a new thing that everybody's jumping on.
There's a lot popping up in Vegas with that too.
Yeah,
with that big garage.
Exactly.
But that fits for pahrump.
It does. They also have a next gen out there in one of their models. And they have several one-stories, which are super cool, super nice. And these are 3 to 4 bedrooms, ranging from approximately 450 to 550-ish.
Okay, and do you know kind of rough square footage-wise?
The square footage is, I want to say, low 2s to high 2s, close to 3,000.
That's nice for out there.
Yeah.
And then lot sizes, definitely bigger than Vegas, but kind
about
of rough.
7,000 to 8,000 square feet.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, again, if you're looking for more land, pahrump probably is going to be your best kind of bet out here in Vegas.
And there's an HOA with this, and it's only 110.
Okay.
And with that, you get, there's a golf course there, but it doesn't get you membership. Mm-hmm. But there's a clubhouse that you can use with a restaurant. There's a gym you can use, and there's 3 different pools that you can use.
Okay. And is Richmond American the only one building out there, or are there some other home builders as well?
You know what? At this point, Richmond is the only one I went through yesterday. I will be going back, and we can talk about that.
Okay. You guys stay tuned. We got some more pahrump content coming up. But you're always out there in pahrump, Mr. Pahrump.
Kinda. I mean, it's an easy drive. Honestly, from my house to Richmond American, it was only like 42 miles.
Okay, well, only 42, but you're from California, so,
Well, I did live in California for about 15 years, so driving in traffic, we all hate it.
Right?
But all my Las Vegas friends, oh, you live where? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not driving over there.
That's how
it's 20 minutes.
I know.
In California, I'd drive an hour one direction for work, and it wasn't because of how far away it was.
That's true as well. Yeah, just traffic.
Yeah.
Definitely, like you were saying, more so Vegas, locals. We don't like driving too far unless of course for deals. We'll go anywhere
food.
In Vegas. And food, we have such good food here. Wally, I think I've told you about this in the past. It's a Hawaiian place called Matiki. They just opened a new location that's closer to, main town. The other one was kind of farther east-ish. But this one, Matiki Island Grill. If you need some Hawaiian food, I would recommend
Where's that?
Go try that. It's right on Russell.
Okay.
Yeah, so not too far.
Right. That's
Definitely
nice.
go check that out if you need some food recommendations. Wally, I've got something. You weren't in the video with me, but if you guys had seen,
I saw your video. I know where you're going.
There we go. I want to talk about the Badlands golf course here. So for anybody that doesn't really know, it's been a decade-long saga now. It closed in 2015. But just recently, with our new mayor, we have finally decided to settle for an amount of $636 million.
Wow.
So, there's so many options that we had back in the past where we could have saved ourselves.
So what does that mean, settle? What does that mean?
So we were in multiple lawsuits, and I'm kid you not, Wally, we lost every one. We lost
When
every
you say
lawsuit.
we, you mean the public?
Public, the city of Las Vegas.
Okay.
The city of Las Vegas and the public taxpayers, that's who is ultimately out for that $636 million. Who was
winning? You say the public lost. Who was winning?
So his name is Johan Lowy. He's the developer, his company EHB, and he developed Tivoli Village. So kind of made sense. He bought that land right across.
Right.
Badlands was just right across, right next to Queensridge. But yeah, the city of Las Vegas had a couple different plans. He bought the Badlands golf course with the intention, Wally, of building big, beautiful luxury homes. But the city of Las Vegas only wanted him to build about half the amount that he wanted. So obviously that kicked off the lawsuits, and here we are 10 years later, finally settling for $636 million. So kind of break it down real quick. 350 of that is actually for the sale of the Badlands golf course to the city of Las Vegas, and then immediately they're going to turn around and sell it to Lennar, the home builder, for that $350 million. So that kind of cancels itself out. We get the land off our hands. But then the extra 286, that's coming from the public. I think they call it like the survival fund, or it's coming from the public. So we have about, I think there's 20 or so positions in the Las Vegas. I don't know how you would say it, but there's 20 jobs that they had people voluntarily step down, and they're not going to fill those positions for about 2 years, to help with this budget here. And another thing that they did was they sold Cashman Field also to Lennar. So that is included in that 286. So
that's very interesting and kind of exciting. And you kind of started talking about Cashman Field, which, if you're not familiar where that is, it's in North Las Vegas at the north end of Las Vegas Boulevard. But if you go a little bit south on Las Vegas Boulevard, there is a huge amount of activity, which I think is super awesome. And I'm talking about the Arts District.
Oh yeah, yes.
Have you seen it?
Yes, yeah. I've been doing a lot of business around there recently.
It's so cool that what they're doing down there. I mean, it's blowing up.
Fully transformed, right?
Totally. I mean, they're building places to live. They're building the new urban style of things where the business is at the bottom and you can live above, which I think is kind of neat too. And I just love everything that's happening in the Arts District. I mean, I'm a little biased because I'm a photographer and I have
very good pictures.
I have pictures hanging in galleries, and I just was accepted into a gallery on Main Street in the Arts District.
Really?
So
there we go. Congrats.
I want to get my foot in as this place blows up in a good way.
Well, honestly, and you already talked about the development, but I don't remember exactly the name of the development. I think it potentially might be Symphony, but there's another tower that's going to go up
now that
in the
I
Arts
believe,
District.
Isn't that closer to the Smith Center?
Potentially, isn't?
I mean, but that's all in the same general area.
Exactly, right. I generalize.
But I mean, they're really going to town on building stuff there right off of like Main, and I don't remember the name of the cross streets, but it's happening already. It's not like they're talking about it and they just made they broke ground. I mean, it's already building up. Yeah, it's awesome.
And like I was saying, I've had the pleasure actually this past couple of months. I've got a buyer who is looking in the Arts District, and I don't know if many people know about this. I didn't, before he had come out. we have some loft living in Las Vegas. So the high-rise towers, there's a couple, in the downtown area where you walk in and it's a full loft, open area, space. It looks more like New York City or a different city.
It's probably at least a 20-story tower.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's 2 of them right there in the Arts District. I've been in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they got the Newport lofts and the Soho lofts.
Yes.
Both of those I was looking at. Potentially I can throw some videos up to show you guys, but I don't think many people, potentially the outsiders, maybe they think that's where we all live, living in the hotels and living on the Strip.
I remember as a kid when I was working in the hotels, and that was back in the 80s, people thought when they'd come in, they'd be sitting there talking to you. They thought we lived in the hotels. They didn't realize there was the Strip, and then there's communities outside of the Strip.
All of our suburbs, right.
Yeah.
Well, did you have another thing for us here?
Not really. I just it's been very productive out in Pahrump. It's the Arts Center is awesome. I love that. I got some pictures hanging. I love that.
We do one last thing, kind of just to wrap it up. Wally, our inventory is
let's talk about
the best that it has been. So
let's
take us
talk
through that.
About the inventory because right now, generally, this is the best time of the year or the beginning of the best time of the year for real estate. Mm-hmm. For the obvious reasons. Kids are out of school. It's easier for you to move with kids and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But sales are moving a little slower. Actually, in Las Vegas, there's twice as many sellers as there is buyers.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that will slow things down a little bit. That and most sellers have a lot of equity, so there's no pressure on them to move.
So that's what's interesting, because usually if you have way more sellers than buyers, you would say that the buyers have many options, right? They don't have to face too much competition, but because all the sellers have that low interest rate, they're not needing to move at that very second. We're seeing some properties sit on the market a little bit more.
We are seeing them sit a little bit longer
than I would expect.
And I've seen a few drop in price as well.
Yes. Yep. I just went under contract with one. It's been on the market about 100 days, and that's just continually price drop. So market's in an interesting place, but I would always rather have inventory than no inventory. Going through those months that we had with bare bones inventory, and it's tough. So I would always, of course, rather have inventory, but market's definitely in a bit of an odd place, I would say.
Well, I mean, the world is too, so.
That's true. A lot of people, we predicted, interest rates weren't really going to come down much, but a lot of people I talked to, it sounds like they were really banking on and hoping
the only way you're going to get a really low interest rate is if you go to a new home builder.
And they buy it down.
And they're buying interest rates down. Not all of them are, but several are. Mm-hmm. And they have to do it because they need to turn this stuff over. And he was telling me it cost them a lot of money to buy these interest rates down.
Really?
Yeah.
But they have to, like you said, the buyers have so many options. They already have the people, the sellers out there, and then, kind of trying to decide if new build is for them or not. But there's a lot of great incentives, not even just the buy down, but, sometimes you can get blinds in your house and appliances. So new builds are definitely some interesting options to check out.
Absolutely. Which leads us to, if you guys have any questions about new builds, resales, whatever the case may be, just reach out. We would love to talk with you.
Yes. Wally, he's always out in Pahrump, so he's going to be kind of going back and forth. Maybe we can get a couple videos, maybe next time you go out to some home builders or anything like that.
Yes.
But yeah, let us know. We got all of Las Vegas covered, all of Pahrump, and we're definitely going to be doing some more videos kind of showcasing more areas. I know a lot of people really love to see the
And if there's
Kyle
anything
Canyon.
you'd like to see specifically, let us know, and we'll go out and shoot pictures, video, get answers, and then share it with you.
Yep, we're here for you guys, so you rattle off in the comments anything you guys want to see. But it was great finally getting back in here. I know me and you have been kind of busy, which is always blessed.
That's a good thing, I guess.
It's definitely. I would rather be busy than sitting around on my hands. So, but we'll definitely be trying to come back, keep you guys updated with the podcast and everything going on in Vegas. All right, guys. Hey, thanks.
See ya.